I like to call this guy a legend. A legend in his own mind, but he's quite the character. He is a Lone Star State native. We call him Wills. And you're about to meet this guy, and you'll figure out why quickly he should be on here more often. Let's ride.
Wake your ass up
or take a damn nap.
And we're the three best friends that anybody could have.
It's time.
Sean, you were twerking. That's going to happen.
Murph, don't be a dick all your life.
It's one of the more fun podcasts I've ever done.
Hey, I tell you what, if you're not talking about sports in the man cave, I bet not say you're not a man.
That's it.
And the magic of podcasting, you didn't know me. My name's Sean Clinch. Right to, as you're looking on the screen to your right, is Will Smith. Not Will as in W-I-L-L, but wheels as on a tire on a car. I know you, Wills. I'm starting to really know you well. I kind of like you, but who are you?
Appreciate
How would one describe you?
Kind of a simple man. Good. Pride of Highland Park, Texas. That's fantastic. I grew up in Dallas, small town near Dallas. So I'm kind of a small town guy with big city dreams. And then went to UT, moved and never really left Austin. Married an Austin girl from Northwest Hills. Still live up there. 4 kids, so my life's a nightmare, but all pretty good. I've got a junior at Anderson, an 8th grader at Murchison, and twins at Doss. So I cover the gamut.
Yes, you do.
Local Northwest Hills flavor.
But, that's why we call you the Northwest Hills legend. And
yeah.
Very involved here in Austin, Texas. We have listeners, viewers now from honestly all over the world, concentrated in Central Texas. Yep. And you are an attorney here locally in Austin, but sure, with a knowledge of a lot or a little about a lot. How would you describe that?
That's right. A little, I would say unique knowledge about a bunch of random stuff. But I've coached in this neighborhood, but like Pitbull, I'm fairly worldwide.
Worldwide. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. I really do. Now, one thing, you mentioned that you're a graduate of UT, so that's kind of a segue we just need to bring in right now. That was a bit aggressive. That was very dramatic. Wills, let's open up on your thoughts on the city of Waco and the game upcoming Saturday morning for the 5th consecutive time, I believe. I've lost track. 11 a.m. kickoffs.
That's right. Another 11 a.m. kickoff, which is better. The Bears sure feel good about themselves. I'll say that this week. For some reason, early in the week, I thought, this is going to be a huge make it or break it game for Coach Sark. Really in year one, as much as you could have a make it or break it game. But the question is Baylor overrated or are they that good? And how do we stack up against another good program, good team? And how do we look after a week off and 2 weeks to prepare for Baylor? Obviously, Baylor's had 2 weeks to prepare. But my initial feeling was if Sark's as good as we hope, we're going to shore up some things offensively and defensively and learn to finish. And can we win by double digits? I think we can.
That's a key. And Waco has not been overly kind to Texas over the years. I think there's time for these kids to really come into their own, step up. Sark preaches competition at every position. And I know Tom did too, every coach does, but you're going to see guys like Collins out of Cedar Creek High School out of Bastrop. His mother was a Texas women's basketball star. I think Collins, he's kind of been riding the pine here this year. I don't know why, but I think he will be implemented more in the game plan, and I think he'll be a difference maker. And I think they're going to try to simplify that defensive front seven some to have more of a factor, have more of a presence in the game. And am I off base in your opinion?
No, 100%. We can't get pressure on the quarterback consistently with the 3 or 4 man front. And that's where a guy like Collins, who's huge, talented, fast, he's got everything. But there was you're right about something. There was something where they weren't playing him early. I don't know if they were trying to motivate him. I don't know what. But the only thing he had done is when they did that tricked up, 3 men right there on the goal line, he had that sack. But I would love to see him. We saw flashes of him last year look almost dominant. That's your prototypical D lineman. If you have a good D line, I mean, that's what everybody complains about with this team. We're weak on both sides of the ball. Everybody thought the D line was going to be a strength, but
I was one of them.
Yeah, right. So I love Collins being a factor here. That would be huge, especially against their, they switched their offense this year into more of that running game, play action pass, and you're going to have to stop the run, which we're doing a woeful job of right now.
Oh, it's terrible. I've never seen. Well, I have seen. I do remember Rashawn Salam.
Yeah.
And the late, God rest in peace, to Rashawn Salam. Won the Heisman basically on his performance in Austin in '94. You were probably there.
I was there. I was also there earlier in the year. We played at Pittsburgh. We beat them, but they had a running back nobody had heard of named Curtis Martin, who rushed for 300 and played in the NFL. So I like to say we jump-started his career as well.
And he had a long NFL career, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Offensively, I mean, obviously, I think there's more defensive issues than people understand. I think there'll be some corrections made. You like to think DeMarvion Overshone is out of concussion protocol. But offensively, I think it's going to – obviously, we talk about the trenches all the time. O-line must get better, and they have to have a fast start. And my opinion is this has to be a shootout for Texas to win.
Yeah. Well, I think it does help us in a shootout because I think Baylor has won in their past game. I would argue, again, it could all change Saturday, but their body of work may be a little inflated. But I really think if you can get up on Baylor, they're not built to come back like Oklahoma was. Now, Oklahoma State's not built for that either, but they kind of wore their way back into the game. And again, Sark talked about it after the game. All we had to do is not go 3 and out 4 times in a row. That's what he was furious about. Give the defense a chance because those drives weren't pop, pop, pop. It was run, 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 run. I think if we can figure it out offensively, have the same first half we've been having, and then in the second half, offensively help your defense, kind of like those long Anderson drives we've seen. Go down the field methodically, or at least don't go 3 and out. Have a series that takes 4 minutes of the clock off, and you've got a double-digit lead. Baylor is not set up to air raid down the field. They just aren't.
They're not built like that. I like their development in year 2 with their new head coach. I think he's a cerebral guy, very intelligent.
Yeah, that's a very nice way you say that.
Yeah.
He's boring. Or somebody, I heard a Baylor fan say this. This is not my words, but they flipped it on the radio and they're listening and it's some guy talking and afterwards they realize it's Aranda. Now, this is a Baylor fan. I literally thought it was a yoga instructor.
Namaste, Baylor Bears.
That's exactly right. I mean, I heard him at the Big 12 Media Days, and it would be tough. He's not your average cat, not your average college football coach either.
We had David Smoke on, the legendary Texas sportscaster, on episode 98, and he was talking about you really have to be prepared, and you have to. He's a thinking man's type of coach.
That's right.
But yeah, you have to really pay attention because he will challenge you, and it seems like he's reaching those players in Waco. As far as Sark, great personality, very upfront. We'll hear from him shortly, but we're going to hear from a guy that I know you'll enjoy this. He's a man of quotes. He's a deep thinker on a different level. He has a JD degree as well, and I think you know where I'm going with this.
I love it.
I mean, I completely hate candy corn. When I was a kid, gummy bears, let's see. Gummy bears for sure.
Sour or regular?
The Haribo. It's got to be the Haribo ones. And then the other thing I like is when they used to have the sprees in a box. Outstanding. You have to go to the dollar store to find it, but I do. And then the latest, there's still candy innovation, although a while back I found that Europe had better candy than we did overall because they have gummy everything. And then, they have those Nerds clusters, which is new.
The gummy.
Yeah, which is good. The Nerds clusters is good. And then if you go chocolate, probably Almond Joy.
Love it. Hopefully you'll get some of that next week.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
What do you think he meant by gummy everything in Europe?
I think just for CBD therapy.
Exactly.
Is that what?
I hope the SEC's testing everybody and the coaches as stringent as they are the players. But what's fun? That whole interview, I remember watching it. I agree with all his candy selections, 100%.
Spree in a box. Honestly, I'm going to go to the dollar store now.
Right. It's unbelievable. I don't know why they don't sell more. You can get lemon heads in the box, but they used to have the cherry and grape versions of those that were fantastic.
I remember that. It's been 20 years since I've had one of those. I mean,
very good.
I don't know why I have deprived myself of that. What's underrated, and you may disagree. I mean, I love dark chocolate now that my palate's a little bit more sophisticated. Dark chocolate with sea salt.
Yes, that's big in our house. I'm not the chocolate. I'll do it. Don't get me wrong. But I'm more of a sour, sweet tarts, spree, that really, maybe the old school lifesavers. I can go through a bag pretty quick, and my wife will get it there and claim it's for the kids, but I know she just wants to keep me docile and eating it. Cannot stand it.
What is that? Does that cover your favorite Halloween candy?
Yeah, that's about it. I agree on candy corn, although if there is a bowl set up with candy corn and peanuts, I may dip in there a little bit. Yeah.
Grandparents are they're synonymous with candy corn and Brock's hard candy.
100%.
And I don't know why that is. It's just a thing.
It's a thing, but it's all fool's gold.
It really is. Now, as far as Sark, the Texas Longhorns head football coach, he was asked the same question because our good friend in the media who was let go by KI after so many years due to some cutbacks, Anthony Geronimo, he asked every Texas head football coach what his favorite Halloween candy is. So this is kind of an extension of Mike Leach. So Bob Ballou, sports director at KI here in Austin, did the honors, even though they're no longer co-workers, he and Anthony.
Good.
What's your favorite Halloween candy? And what were a couple of your favorite Halloween costumes growing up?
I'm going to go with Mike Leach. I'm not a big fan of candy corn. Hey, man, I got a sweet tooth, so pretty much anything you throw it out there, I'll probably try it. Man, I don't know. I'm not a big scary guy, so that everyone knows. So anything that was like the Jason masks and things like that just kind of creep me out. So I'm more of the fun costume guy, if that helps.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Jason mask costume for myself.
Right. I think nowadays, when I was a kid, I didn't care much for it, but kind of a fan of walking through I'm not an adult dress-up guy, okay? But going through the neighborhood and seeing some dude walk in either the clown or Jason or something in the adult body is pretty spectacular.
That's a good point. And nowadays, everyone's scared of their own shadows.
100%. Did you see that? There was a guy in Galveston. He may have been an attorney. I'm not kidding. But it was around when they had the hurricane, and he was walking around the beach, knife and Jason mask. And so they, all those cameras.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah.
That's
might have had a little screw loose there.
Those lawyers, attorneys,
Agreed.
Fraternity of family, right there. They're a little different.
That's right. A lot different.
During a hurricane, that just adds another layer of just. We say Austin's weird, but Hurricane and Galveston and Crystal Beach.
You bet.
You see a Jason outfit with a knife. That just, those guys in Galveston, that's a resilient group. That didn't phase anybody.
I agree.
Like, bring it on.
Agree.
Bring it on. But at least someone's having a good attitude about it.
For sure, Islanders have a good spirit about them to where probably everybody in Galveston laughed at the Jason mask. The authorities did not.
Well, one thing that I didn't quite understand, keeping the Longhorn theme going here. First of all, I, along with you and several others, are excited about what Chris Beard is going to do with this program. He celebrates everything. He has fireside chats like he did at Tech. I have the jaundice look today, by the way.
You look great.
Thanks, man. Anytime Wills gives you a compliment, it's a great day. It's a great day.
You have 3 a day, and you're burning. Don't make me burn another.
It's like you go past like Monopoly. Collect 200 as you go past. So there was a big commitment made, and obviously, coaches, you can't talk about a commitment by name until they're signed. But there was a pretty significant commitment, and this is, how can I say this? Beard's way of bringing the student body in and everyone involved to make it a family and celebrating a certain commitment made the other day.
It's fantastic.
I didn't understand it at first. I really didn't.
Well, I'll tell you the truth, that there is a whole different energy around that basketball program. And I've seen a practice up there, and some of the stuff he says to those guys is inspiring, to say the least. One of them being they'll go through a practice and work on it's a last minute drill and he sets it up beforehand and tells them it's Monday night, Final Four, we have to have a bucket. And then he tells the defense, it's Monday night, Final Four, you have to stop them. So he's setting these guys up. Now, the good thing is he already has a veteran team with a lot of experience, a lot of March experience, guys that were here, guys that transferred in. There's an energy, there's a confidence, which is crazy because they haven't really played together besides Jones, Ramey, and Febris. But he's already, you talk about culture, everybody talks about it. It's there already. It's pretty amazing. And I think we're going to see it pretty early on.
Yeah, chemistry, the secret game against Houston.
That's right.
I have no idea. Those have been going on for well over 15 years. The secret scrimmages.
Yeah.
They're not secrets. Why can't we just go see it?
I know.
Open it up.
I know. It's going to be funny. I'll tell you this. there's a push for the first game is an exhibition against Mike Wacker's team from Seguin, and it's open to seating for everybody. But there's a group of guys talking about the worst section in the Erwin. This is the final year of the Erwin Center. Mm-hmm. The worst section there is behind the basket on the upper deck. You know what number section that is?
Is it 69?
It's 69. Okay.
Yes.
69 of the Erwin Center. You may see some adults with adult beverages in the exhibition game that there'll probably be $5,000 at 5,000 people in there. Section 69 may be lit up a little bit. Okay. I'm telling you, it's coming.
Would you know anyone in particular very well who will be a part of that contingent?
Yeah, I'm not going to name names, but there may be familiar faces up there. That's all I'm going to say.
Section 69. So I can't wait for that. You just I've never had an added incentive for a exhibition game.
That's right.
And Mike Wacker in Texas Lutheran. Yeah. Mike Wacker, I remember that was my first taste of Texas basketball as a kid.
Yep.
And I think they were number 1 or number 2 in the country.
Yeah, they were.
And then he just shredded his knee.
Screaming. That's right. And it really turned the course of Texas basketball for years because they fell out. Abe Lemons gets fired. They hired the Kaiser. Did not really work paying out. Although he had some strange success. But I heard Travis Mays, it's unbelievable that Travis Mays committed to Bob Wetlick and played for him. But he talked about the difference between Penders and Wetlick. And I mean, the old expression night and day doesn't even cover it. I mean, polar opposite.
And that's crazy. Wetlick, toward the end, he recruited some guys.
Yeah, he did.
But he was from the Bobby Knight way of thinking.
That's right.
Just restricting their you had to pass it a certain amount of time before you shot the ball.
Yeah.
And those guys were run and gun type guys that flourished in Penn.
The only person who could really stop Travis Mays from scoring was Bob Wetlick. Okay. He did a good job.
God, that was crazy. Pender's first year.
Yeah.
I believe they went to the NCAA tournament.
They did. And they beat someone and then lost to Georgia Tech, but you could see it. And then that next year, obviously, they went to the Grade A.
That was amazing. And then lost to Arkansas for three different times. That was God, it was like Barnhill, the old Barnhill Arena.
That's right.
They labeled Reunion Arena in your backyard.
That's right.
Barnhill South.
That's right.
That's one of my personal hells, being a fan of Texas in Fayetteville. I just want to let you know that was top 3 all-time personal hells that was achieved past September.
That's right.
Next time we do that, you're coming with me.
I will.
100%. Hey, closing thoughts from the mindset of the Wills Smith. Special thoughts, anything related to what you're thinking right now as we're closing this week before we head to Waco? Or as the Longhorns head to Waco?
Well, I think I'm going to predict that we're going to beat them. And I think we're going to beat them by double digits. I don't know why I have that strange feeling, and I'll be prepared to come back on here and eat crow at any time. But I feel like we've had a lot of things, quote unquote, go against us.
Yeah.
And I feel like that offense, there's something different with the play calling in the first halves that to me is so impressive, so imaginative, that I think we're going to get a big lead or a lead and be able to do enough defensively to hold them. That's just
because I don't think. I mean, I've been to McLean Stadium. It's a beautiful stadium right there in the river. I wouldn't say it's an intimidating place. It can be.
Yeah, agreed.
But I think it'll be. You can hear a pin. I think you're going to hear pins and crickets dropping, and
I've got a not that great of a McLean Stadium story, but it was Herman's either first year or second year we played there, and it was the first year of, maybe it was his first year, and it was God, what's his name, who coaches Charlotte? They were terrible. Baylor.
Matt Rule.
Yeah, it was Rule's first year, and they were not good, and they were starting Brewer as a true freshman. Anyway, we beat them probably 28-7, but late in the game, Bouchel threw one to Little Jordan, and Little Jordan at that point wasn't what he became, but he caught the ball, ran, hurdled a guy, and got about 10 more yards. And this Baylor lady, she probably was my age, but in my mind she was 60. But she goes, I mean, he hurdles her, and she goes, "Oh, hand him the Heisman." And I was like, what does that even mean? Like, he's a showboat for getting more yards? I mean, it was the most bizarre Baylor-esque comment I've ever heard.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, it was very bizarre. So still to this day, my son and I, if anybody hurdles somebody, hand him a Heisman. Whiny Baylor voice to get that done.
That does not shock me.
No.
I hate. What was it? Somebody told me. Well, before TCU this year, someone tweeted or told me. Oh no, the Uber driver told me. This is not a Christian school. There's a lot of unchristian-like things going on in Fort Worth. That's what our Uber driver said as he was taking us to Ammon Carter. I've heard some similar things about our Baptist buddies in Waco.
You bet. 100%. Well,
I can't wait. Before we jump out of here, Wills has a kind of a podcast. It's rather entertaining. It's with some friends of his on Instagram with some familiar names. I guess you can publicize that. You gain an audience, hopefully, from this. But I wouldn't push people to a show or anything that's not highly entertaining.
It's good. And then, well, it's two Texas Tech former football legends in their own mind, Field Scoville, Dr. Field Scoville, and King Scoville, two of the three Scoville brothers. But it's on Instagram Live on Monday nights under Dr. Field Scoville Instagram handle. But there's a lot. This is more sports focused. There's a lot of nonsense that goes on that one. A lot of fun facts of the day. But it's fun to do. It's always fun to talk sports.
Yeah, it is. It's an outlet with all the negativity and division that surrounds us. And
that's right.
I will say you guys have some significant preparation for that IG Live.
I usually go in cold. King has a whole laundry list of what happened in history. So you got to get your mind right. And he's always got some real kooky in there, but it's fun.
It's fun. Monday nights. Most nights it's better than Monday Night Football.
Yeah,
I will say that.
Thank you,
man. I appreciate you, buddy. And we're gonna do this at least monthly.
Yeah, 100%.
Will Smith. So we're gonna close it out as we always do to the OG Man Cave Boys, Big Mike, Hardball Harge, and your buddy Coach Mo.
You bet.
And for today, the Northwest Hills legend, Will Smith. We out.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up.